Okay, so this is video 4. Again, if you don't know what I mean by video 4, watch my first video of the day and you'll have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Um, and it's kind of funny because I've seen a lot of videos out there where people will do like, they'll go through books and they'll like do them all in one video and make it like a 20-minute video and all that. And I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I'm chopping these things up into separate videos so I can hit my goal for the day. But what I'm also trying to do is like connect them into like personal meaning and what these books have shown me in my life and therefore what they might be able to show you in your life. But I'm talking about different books that have actually been pivotal in my life in some way. Like I walked away from the book just thinking like, wow, I feel like a different human being. Um, I see something really different, and it could be something really big, it could be something really small. And in this case here, I would say it's one of the smaller ones for me, but and yet it's kind of emotional for me. Um, and so let me just tell you the book. Chasing the Scream, in case you couldn't hear. Chasing the Scream by Johann Hari. Um, I grew up where I actually, I would see people like snorting cocaine on the coffee table in my living room. I remember going to like parties with my mom. I remember one time walking into a kitchen at some strange house and walking in, some guy snorting cocaine. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, something like, I was like, what's that? I think. And he's like, oh, this stuff makes you feel good. Something stupid like that. And he freaked me out like really bad. There was something, kids have this weird sense, right? They can kind of sense when something's off, when somebody is off. And man, that dude freaked me out. I'll never forget it. And I grew up around that kind of stuff. I grew up around alcohol and cigarettes and cocaine and just all this stuff. Um, I remember seeing like the morning I would wake up and they would have my mom, and her all her pals and my dad maybe, depending on how young I was. They would have had a party all night. I walk out and there's beer cans all over the place, and they'd been putting their cigarettes out in the beer cans, so there's like ashes in there. And I remember my brother one time grabbing a can of beer, drinking whatever was in there, getting ashes all in his mouth. Um, and just I grew up around this kind of stuff, and there was something very unsettling about it. And thank you, phone. And I just I saw all that, and then I saw what happened later on when my mom became a Christian, and all that stuff was gone. Like it was like literally overnight gone. And I remember seeing my mom kind of she's getting beat up by her boyfriend, and who was a drunk. And okay, so I grew up around all of that. Alcoholism has been a part of my family lineage for a very long time. Um, and I've seen, there's a lot of divorce, there's a lot of um, betrayal and alcohol and drug abuse and different things like that. Just a lot of dysfunction in my family. As a young kid, I pegged it all on alcohol and drugs and just thought all that stuff is from the devil and it's all horrible and anyone who does it is a horrible person, right? This is kind of how I thought as a kid. This is how I was processing it. And I had made a commitment as a kid. I'm never drinking any of it, smoking any of it, snorting any of it, doing any of it. I'm not doing any of it because I see what becomes of people who do it. I'm not doing that. So actually a decent level of like insight for a kid, right? Like in a way. But what happened was that over time, if you watch my last couple of videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Um, I kind of grew to be kind of snobby, judgy, and nasty about all of it. Um, and my brother, even to this day, still struggles with alcohol really bad. Um, and it's hard on his family. He's got a couple daughters, and it's hard on them. Um, and my grandpa went into the grave because of it. Um, it just and that was pretty recent. It's a thing that's still fresh. It's still a thing that's like it's not like gone from my family. It's still there to some degree. And I had gotten really judgy, and my brother and I had a lot of conflict because I just thought he was a piece of crap in a lot of ways. Because from a young age, from the time he was, I don't know, I forget what he told me, but like I don't know, like 10, 9, 8, something young, he would pick up cigarettes that were just, back in the 80s and all that. It seemed like everyone smoked. So he'd find cigarettes, like that were discarded, and he'd smoke them, as a little kid. And he was always trying to sneak, like I said, he was trying to drink the alcohol with the ashes in it. He was wired that way, and I just thought he was trashy. I had this bad, and I just kind of thought that of anybody, but it really caused a problem and a rift between my brother and I, and 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 so this book, Chasing the Scream, one of the things that it showed me, it's kind of, I can almost feel like it's gonna choke me up a little bit, is that I I always saw it as something that's like, just quit. Like, what are you doing? Like, just stop. What is your problem? Which is kind of ironic because today's first video today was me just sharing how hard it is for me to stay consistent with certain things, right? And I'm on this personal growth journey, and it's like, come on, man, just do it, right? Just like, why didn't you do your 30 days of content? Like, come on, man, just do it, right? And it's easy to get on your high horse, and that's what I'm getting at, man. It's like this book humbled me. This book showed me that what's going on there with people who struggle with drugs and alcohol, there's something deeper going on there. There's a need for community. There's a need for connection. There's a need for a sense of purpose and belonging. And it's like, good Lord Almighty, when that hit home on me, that's really what was going on, like that changed certain political views that I had about things. I was really hardcore against. I wanted everything outlawed. Let them have it. Throw them in jail. And my heart just went out so much, and I was very convicted by that. And that was one of those moments in my life where I saw something different that really like did humble me. That really did just it changed something, even if it was ever so slight. And I needed a lot more changing. I still do. Um, it helped me soften toward people that need the softening. I was literally the way I viewed them, the way I would want to treat them and talk to them, treat them through the ballot box or whatever, is like the opposite of what they need. I mean, it's the opposite of what they need. And here I was like a culprit of why they even turned to alcohol, why they even turned to drugs. People like me, how I was behaving. It's a horrendous thought. And yeah, tragic. That book is, I thought that was a really powerful book. And my life will be different for the rest of its existence because of that book. Um, recommend you checking it out. If it's something, if all of what I just told you is something that's, I kind of do that too. Check out the book. Check it out. Anyway, I think that was content number 4. We got this.